For the next one, I know it's going to be a fan favorite, Gwen. We are in the Kingdom of Ilium, this huge, bustling city. Tons of art, tons of culture, tons of music. This place is almost like a huge festival, day in, day out. It's very, very happy. There's tons of flowers everywhere. The buildings are all decorated. There are musicians performing on the streets. There's like little illusionists trying to, get a silver piece from people. You've been in Ilium for a little bit of time now. I'm going to say right now you're actually just walking through the streets. Who do we see? What does Gwen look like?
Well, she's 19. She's 6'3", and she's pretty much all blue except for having like a white underbelly, and she has spiked scales instead of hair on her head. And the arms protruding out of her leather armor like shows that she's fairly toned. That's pretty much what she looks like.
Yeah, I mean, a blue dragonborn is pretty straightforward. Yeah. Not a lot of necessary description there. Yeah, for sure. So Ilium, you've been in this place for a little while now. Probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Enjoying your time, resting before school starts. There are a ton of places in here, and I'm going to let you pick actually where you're going to go for this. The rest of the places you definitely could have visited in your time in Ilium, but we have the Moonblossom Botanical Gardens, this huge garden exhibit that it's open to the public with flowers and trees and various other plants that's really pretty. Some of them even apparently glow in the dark. Super, super cool. There are taverns aplenty with drink and food and music, typically a good time. There are multiple city plazas with street performers. There are like food vendors there. There's like the illusionists, the musicians, all of those. There's the Ellen Pass Art District, which is, there's like the wall of poetry. There's different artists selling their stuff there. And then you actually heard of an event happening today. There's an archery contest being held in the Ellen Pass Park, which is in the art district.
I would have gone to the botanical gardens, but then you said the archery thing, so I'll just go to that.
I figure, let me just add a checklist on my notes right here. Called it. For sure. And again, you've probably been to most of these places. You had plenty of time to make your way around the city. Maybe not seeing every corner of it, but the biggest things, absolutely. So you head to the archery contest. You walk to the Ellen Pass district, which again is just bustling with art and history. There are statues, there are fountains, there are people who are doing caricature drawings on the street for money. You walk up to this very beautiful open park. There's like a couple of trees. There's like a little brook going through it, like a small river, and lots of flowers that are kept by the public. Seems really well taken care of by the people. There's a lot of areas where children play games. There's places where adults play sports. And then right now you see off in one of the more open areas some archery targets being set up, some people with notebooks, keeping track of things, and people gathering around to watch, and probably about 6 or 7 other competitors that you see with bows on their back talking to each other.
All right. Well, for now, I'll probably just like find somewhere to sit while waiting for them to like finish setting up, I guess.
Yeah, you go and you just sit on one of the benches watching as they set up. It doesn't take long. After about 5 or 10 minutes, they have all the targets set up. They have 8 available, and seems like, plenty of people there to compete, or there might need to be 2 different rounds. But there's a person walking around with a clipboard, sort of like waving it in the air, just like, registration, last call for any competitors, need your name. Over here.
She just kind of skips over to the person. She's like, hello, hey, sorry, I'd like to sign up, please.
Yeah, okay. What's your name, ma'am? Right, ma'am?
Gwen.
Gwen.
Yes.
Gotcha. I'll write you down. So we got Gwen. Typically, we need something to identify them by. You are very blue, so that's going to make this really easy. Sure. So the registration fee is a gold piece each, and then if you win, you get the pot. So if you don't mind just handing that over really quick, I'll get you set up and registered, and we're going to put you on row 7. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. He takes
She
a
just
gold.
hands over the piece of gold. Yeah.
He takes a gold piece from you, sets it in a little pouch to the side, cinches it up, and he says, right, well, if you want to go ahead and get set up over there, we got our first round going to be starting soon. Glad you signed up, finishing out this first ballot. So he points to an open spot where a couple other people are, like, testing their bows and restringing them, and he says, you'll be right over there, right in front of that little bench off to the side. We'll be starting in about 5 minutes or so, and you'll know when we start.
All right, thanks.
He gives you a nod, and you head on over to your space. What sort of prep do you do for this? Any ritual you have?
She probably just makes sure that the string is good on her bow. She checks the fletching on the arrows, make sure they're nice and sharp.
Yeah, you're scanning through, checking everything. You take care of your equipment. Not very much in the way of things that need fixed or amended right now. You might test it a little bit, make some minor adjustments, but everything seems to be looking pretty good. As you're sitting there testing stuff, you watch out of the corner of your eye as what looks to be like a figure dressed in these bright orange clothes, like orange and yellow, very vivid, bright colors, sits down on the bench, and a soft voice calls out to you, and she says, Are you going to be competing?
Yeah. You?
You look up to see her, and the corner of your eye sort of lied to you. Her clothes aren't orange. Her fur is. This woman looks, and I do not say this as a joke, like a fox. She's a fox person. Not foxy. She's a fox. She has like this orange fur with like little white tufts going on it. She's got this soft yellow sort of like dress on. I say dress. It's kind of like a little more formal. Looks a little business casual. And she says, oh, no. I could never. I am not talented at wielding weapons of many kinds. Not my forte.
That's all right. You're just viewing then.
Yeah, figured I'd watch. It'd be a good time. I love watching people do the things that they're good at. It makes me happy.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. Well, looks like you guys are about to start. She points up, and then a guy at the front sort of blows a horn. Just brrr. First round, practice shots. You have 3 shots to practice. We will start the actual competition. 2 minutes. And he walks off, and she says, well, I hope you do wonderful.
Thank you. I hope you have fun watching, so...
She gives you a polite little nod and sits back, crossing her legs, and watches you. So these practice shots, technically they're optional. Do you take them, or do you sit there and do something else?
I guess I'll take them. Why not?
Sure. Give me 3 attack rolls with your bow.
All right. Where's my sheet? There it is. 3, you said?
Yep. 3 practice shots.
First one is 17.
Nice.
Second one's 14. Last one's 15.
Nice. 2 of your shots land on like the ring just outside of the bullseye, very, very close. Some people are like looking at you just like, is she allowed to be here? The third one lands a little bit farther away, but you're just shaking some rust off. It's fine. It's all good. The fox lady from behind you sort of gives a small clap after those 3, and she says, that was pretty good. I mean, especially for your first 3 shots. I can't imagine what you're going to do next.
Thanks.
She looks at you and she just says, I'm a Nina, by the way.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Gwen.
Yeah, it's nice to see. I guess not a familiar face, but not many people around here look like us. So it's
No, not really.
we gotta watch out for each other. She sits back a little bit, and she actually, like, as you're prepping and the guys up there are saying, like, round 1's about to start, we'll take our first shots, you shoot 3, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you're kind of half listening. You heard, take 3 shots, I'm good. Nina from behind you, she softly says, like, my friend Esamari would have loved to compete in this. She is so good with the bow.
Should have brought her along or something.
Sadly, she's working right now. I mean, technically, I am too, but yeah, maybe I'll let her know about this, and she might swing by for this if they have another one sometime soon. But yeah, she's a prodigy if I've ever seen one.
Maybe it'd be nice to meet her someday too. Like, you both
Sure.
like shooting arrows, so
Yeah, I'll see if I can introduce you to her. Hopefully, you guys can meet. At that
sounds
point,
good.
the rest of the archers sort of line up, and you hear some already taking their first shot. And you get yourself situated, and you have 3 shots to take. So give me another 3 attack rolls with your bow.
19,
Nice.
18, 14.
Cool. 2 of them are just on the cusp of a bullseye. You're so close. So you get, a couple points for those. That last one's just outside of that second ring. And then the guy who's up there calling stuff out looks at all of them, points to one of them, and he just says, You're out. Sorry, you barely even hit the target. Get out of here. And you see a guy just go, oh, man, and just storm off. Just left his
You'll get him
arrows.
next time, she shouts at him.
Thanks. Oh, dragon. Thank you.
Of course.
And he quickly walks off. The people up there take y'all's arrows out and bring them back to you. And the guy says, next round, 3 shots. Start whenever you're ready. As you begin
Alright.
prepping to shoot, in between shots, so as not to distract you, Nina asks you a question. She says, so, where'd you get so good at archery?
My mum taught me, actually.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I guess talent runs in the family, I suppose.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take your first shot.
12.
Ooh. This one's pretty distinctly outside of that, like, middle section. It's kind of like in the, from the center of the board to the edge. It's like halfway out there. And she says, oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk to you. I'm distracting you. Go ahead.
It's alright.
You can either take one or take both of your other shots. It's up to you.
I'll do both. Second one is 22,
Ooh. There it is.
then 14.
That next one, you pull it back right in the center. Like, it's not dead perfect, but it's in that bullseye area. And you sort of celebrate to yourself a little bit. Just, yeah. And the other people look at you and they just go, this is supposed to be an amateur contest. And then your next one's a little further out again as you get distracted as one of the other people who's already finished all 3 just sort of like right as you're about to let go, lets out a loud cough.
Damn, that's crazy.
You take that shot, and then the guy up there announcing just goes, hey, we don't do that. You're out. Nope, disqualified. Get out of here. And he walks off, and he's just like, freaking. No, he kicks some grass and walks away, tosses his bow to the side, and then sits down underneath the tree. Nina behind you just goes, that was a really good shot.
Thanks.
Have you ever thought about, like, adventuring or using those skills? Not many people are this consistent with a bow. I mean, look at the guy over there. He's hit the board twice. How is he not out yet?
Yeah, actually, I plan on going to Ura Lumis.
Oh, wonderful. I've heard a lot of good things about that place. The guy up there, says, next round's 2 shots only. You're free to take either one or both. As he says that, Nina says, I'll be quiet this time. I'll let you concentrate.
All right, don't worry about it. I'll just do both.
Go for it.
23.
Nice.
And then the second one. Nah. Nah, that one.
Oof. Bad. You pull back your bow, and that first shot is dead on the mark. You feel so good about it. It slaps in, and like multiple people around just like give little claps and stuff like that. Everyone's looking at you, all the attention. I'm gonna let you tell me that nat 1, what goes wrong?
Damn. Maybe. Dang, I don't know. Maybe someone comes over and like pushes her or something. I don't know.
We'll just say this. That guy who coughed before, you hit that first shot and you hear him scoff behind you. You go to take your second one, and right when you're about to take your shot, you feel some like vines twisting around your foot, and you're just like, oh, I'm stepping in some grass. Right before you shoot, you feel those vines tug a little bit, and your shot goes way off the mark. It doesn't even hit the board.
All right. Love the sabotage.
The guy up there just goes, ooh. He looks across at the boards and he says, still in though. This person's out. And he waves off another person. At this point, I think it's down to 3 of you. So you guys they're all sort of corralled towards the center. You don't have to move, but the other 2 scoot a little closer to you. And he says, last 2 rounds, 1 shot apiece, 1 shot apiece. Whenever you're ready. And he walks away. As you're getting ready for this last shot, Nina just says, what happened?
Something grabbed onto me. I don't really know.
She gives you a little nod and like a sly smile. She just says, I'll be right back. And she walks over to the other guy, and you hear them sort of talking. You can't make out what they're saying, but she's talking to him while you're getting ready for your other shot. Go ahead and take it.
7.
I'm trying to help you out.
Thanks, D&D Beyond. I appreciate it.
This is sponsored by... No, it's not. You take your next shot, and you're still just a little rattled. You don't know really what happened. You're kind of like uneasy on your footing, and you go to take this shot, and you're just like waiting for that tug to happen again, but it never does. And that just throws you off. You just hit like the side of the board.
All right.
You turn back and look as Nina walks back towards you, and that guy's just like leaving the park, and she says, all taken care of. You should be good now.
Thanks.
The guy up at the front looks at the 3 boards and he says, sorry, blue lady. Looks like you're out of here. Better luck next time.
All right. Nina says, it is what it is.
Well, you tried. You did really good. That guy just...
Yeah.
He cheated. He messed with you. I talked to him and convinced him to tell me the truth. Are you very familiar with, like, ranger magic?
Not really, no.
Oh, well, people who... A lot of rangers use bows, so it's kind of a correlation there. But he used just a little magical effect to make some vines tug at your foot. I know, not fair, but, you know, you live and you learn. You gotta roll with the punches sometimes.
It's fine.
Sure. She scoots over and motions for you to sit beside her.
I sit down.
She says, so, you're going to Ura Lumis, I'm assuming you're going into a ranger or fighter program. Does magic sound interesting to you at all, or are you just wanting to shoot a bow?
I mean, I like shooting, but, like, learning some magic wouldn't really hurt.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not a like spell person myself, but I totally understand that. But what do you want to do with that? What sort of goal do you have going to the school?
I really just want to get better to be able to help people. That's really it.
Yeah, I mean, very noble, very good reason. I'm not gonna blame you there. Well, I think you're gonna do great there. I think you're gonna fit right in.
Thank you.
She reaches her hand out to shake yours, and she says, "So, what'd you say your name was?"
My name's Gwen.
Gwen. Nice to meet you, Gwen. And she shakes your hand. She stands up, sort of organizes her clothes a little bit, tucks back in some of her, like, it almost looks like a robes tied together by, like, a belt in the middle. And she says, "Well, you made a pretty good first impression. I guess I'll, see you next week, right?"
You're gonna see me next week?
She gives you a smile. She says, "Yeah, I think I will." And then she heads off.
All right.
She leaves, and you're left to sit in this park. You have your bow and your arrows at your side, watching the other people compete. The person who wins looks to be like this half-elf guy with like this cropped, short on the sides hair with the little spikes up at the top. He wins, gets the gold prize, gets a special-made quiver to hold his arrows, and you look at it and you're just like, damn, that's a nice quiver. A little jealousy running through your veins. But what is Gwen thinking as Nina walks away and she's left to sit in the park by herself?
She's probably just thinking that the interaction at the end was kind of strange. Like maybe if the person was there to see her specifically for some reason, and just looking at that quiver.
Just looking at that quiver. And with that, we look out at the rest of the city with people making art, performing music, having a good time, decorations everywhere. Joy and laughter rings up from the city streets, and we leave Gwen to sit in that park in Ellen Pass and just think to herself, that's a nice quiver.